Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Juliana. If you're not new to my channel, you'll know that this is a bit of a different setup. As I mentioned in my last video, I did move, so I'm in a completely different apartment and location. But yeah, it's been a very intense couple weeks, so I haven't really been able to film. And I really miss you guys, so I'm glad to be back. This video is going to be all about really low maintenance and easy ways to look good all day without really touching up or worrying about how you look throughout the day. So basically a kind of set it and forget it type mentality. And I think that there's this misconception that if you want to look polished or presentable, you have to spend a lot of time getting ready in the morning. And I don't really think that's the case, but there is some prep work involved. So yeah, let's just get into it. My first tip does relate to skincare. I honestly think that it's better to strive to have clear skin and a really good skincare routine rather than spending a lot of time doing your makeup trying to conceal blemishes. I mean, I do get that not all causes of acne are just from poor hygiene or anything. There's definitely a lot of factors and everyone will have different skin needs, but certain aspects of skincare routines are pretty universal. For instance, I always advocate for sunscreen. Like right now when I'm filming this, it is summer, but I think sunscreen is super important basically whenever you're exposed to sunlight. So it could be rainy or freezing outside, but basically if you're by a window or not just in hermit mode, I think sunscreen is super important. You definitely want to buy a sunscreen that doesn't have a white cast, because sometimes when you apply sunscreens, they actually look normal, but then throughout the day, if they dry, they'll get white. But yeah, unless you have very fair skin, it's super important to find a sunscreen that goes on transparent if you aren't super pale. Another skincare thing that I've picked up more recently is double cleansing. It's been such a game changer, especially if you're someone who wears makeup pretty much every day. Double cleansing is basically just what it sounds like. You cleanse once, normally with an oil-based cleanser to remove any makeup. Then you go back in, often with a foaming cleanser to really deep clean your pores. I did notice a huge shift in my skin texture, basically the size of my pores and how smooth my skin looked overall. I think when you get rid of that extra layer of makeup or just gunk from the day, it really lets your skin breathe and it makes a huge difference rather than if you just cleansed once and got rid of, say, 70% of your makeup. If you're not someone who tends to wear makeup or tends to wear makeup a lot, then I'm not sure if double cleansing is as important, or rather that you'll see as many results. But I do think that cleansing in general is super valuable, even if it's just using a basic cleanser that costs like $10 in the drugstore. I personally still love using the Cetaphil Gentle Cleanser, so you really don't have to splurge on a cleanser. It's basically just something that'll get your skin clean without stripping it completely of its natural oils. Now, in terms of the makeup itself, if you want to look really seamlessly put together, I suggest always choosing colors in the same color palette. There's basically two camps you can go into. You can do a really warm makeup look or a cool tone makeup look. Obviously you can do like in between, but those are essentially the two color groups. And within that, of course, with warm tones you'll have like oranges, yellows, and browns, and then cool tones would be like pinks, grays, and blues. So if I wanted to do a really warm bronzy eye, I wouldn't pair it with something super cool toned on the lips, say a really cool toned frosty pink lip. Rather, I would do something coral or peach. To finish off your look, I'd always recommend setting spray, especially if you tend to use a lot of powder products. And I think a setting spray is kind of like a sealant for your face. Like I mentioned, this video is definitely tips on how to look polished without really touching up. But if you do really want to, say you get really oily in your T-zone, I recommend buying a sunscreen powder. A lot of them come in these packages with a brush attached. So whenever you swipe on the powder, it would just have the product coming through the brush. And I think that's a lot easier than having a pressed powder and separate brush in your bag. So if you really feel like you get oily throughout the day in your T-zone, I would recommend that, especially since it would be killing two birds with one stone with reapplication of sunscreen. But in terms of makeup, it really doesn't have to take any more than 5 to 10 minutes in the morning if you do your makeup in the morning. I don't know about you guys, but I definitely think that I guess the Gen Z or the popular makeup now is a lot more natural. So don't think that if you want to look presentable, you just have to slap on a bunch of makeup. Unless, again, of course, that is your aesthetic, then I say go for it. Alright guys, let's move on to accessories. I personally tend to wear my jewelry all the time. Like when I sleep and when I shower, I only really change out my earrings, but I can get kind of lazy in the sense that if I take it off, I'll forget to put new ones in, which obviously isn't the end of the world. But having jewelry on definitely always makes you look more polished in general. I think it's because it makes your outfit look more intentional. But yeah, you definitely don't have to have a huge collection of jewelry pieces. You just want to have a kind of set collection of pieces that you can rely on and that go together. These pieces should match your clothing style so it all looks cohesive. One of my last videos before I moved was how to style your jewelry, so I'll link that down below. And if you're going to be wearing your jewelry a lot like me, I would definitely stress for higher quality pieces. Even though they are a little more expensive, they will pay off in the long run. in the sense that they're actually a lot more low maintenance. If you buy costume jewelry, you'll end up having to replace it a lot, especially if you wear it often, because it can rust really easily and it can turn your skin green, which is not cute. So I would recommend investing in pieces that are either pure gold or sterling silver. With quality pieces, you'll be able to wash your hands without them tarnishing. So if you wear this jewelry, you really don't have to change around your daily habits. Also, in terms of practicality, I would lean more towards delicate or at least moderately sized jewelry. Really big statement jewelry can be really great and fun for special occasions, but can often be really hard to pair for every day. And I don't really know where to categorize this next thing, but it's basically an accessory. You want to make sure you have polished nails. Of course, they don't have to be painted with nail lacquer to look polished. And yeah, you don't have to have really long nails. Since I've been doing a lot of moving and packing, I've had really short nails. Like, my manicure is very natural and short. And I would honestly recommend a manicure just like this if you're someone who uses their hands a lot. Like, normally I have longer nails because I'm not moving boxes as much as I was a couple weeks ago. But yeah, if you have really short nails with a natural nail color, if it does chip a little bit, you really can't tell. Whereas if you had something like really long blue nails, if the tip of one chips, you can really tell. At the end of the day, if a nail chips, it's fine, we're all fine. But I think it does take your look to another level if you do have your nails nicely polished. If you want to or have to have them bare for a job, I would definitely just keep them short and trimmed and have your cuticles nicely moisturized. Also, I know that everyone talks about press-on nails like they're the best thing ever. I think they're really good if you need something quick, like something put on in the next 10 minutes, but maybe I don't apply them that well. I haven't found them to be good for longevity, and since for me they can really pop off quite easily, I don't actually find them very low maintenance. I do gel nails at home because I find that most convenient and low maintenance. You guys, I've really got it down. Whenever I do my nails, it never takes more than half an hour. Of course, I don't really do very intricate nail designs, but again, you really don't have to if your goal is just to look more put together and polished. Sometimes simpler is actually better when it comes to nails because they'll be more practical and low maintenance, and also look very classy if they're more neutral or basic shade. Right, next, onto hair. I think hair is one of the most important parts to getting ready. I don't know about you, but I'd rather have a bad makeup day than a bad hair day. For those that like curled hair, I've always sworn by heatless overnight waves. They're such an amazing option if you don't want to spend a lot of time in the morning on your hair. I started doing heatless waves way back in high school because I had no time in the morning, but I really wanted to have nicer looking hair. All it really takes is about 10 minutes at night to put it up, and taking it down, brushing it out, and maybe putting in some hair pomade or hairspray. That should only take about 5 minutes in the morning. If you feel like your curls really don't stay in your hair, besides hairspray, I would recommend putting your hair up in a bun when you're not specifically needing to have your hair down. And this is more for those with longer hair. And I specify a bun, not a ponytail, because a bun really tucks in all the pieces and twirls it into itself, especially if you tuck in the ends, aka you don't do a spiky bun. By doing this, say when you go out in the wind, it'll be the perfect holder for your curls and preserve them for when you're back inside. For the last set of tips, let's finally talk about clothes. I think having cohesive outfits is one of the most important parts to looking put together. If you want to look comfortable and put together throughout the entire day, I definitely don't think you have to wear super tight clothes, in the sense that your entire outfit doesn't have to be skin tight. Personally, my shoulders are a lot broader than my hips, so I like to wear a tighter top that makes my upper body look smaller, whereas wearing wide leg jeans or wide leg trousers, these will make my hips look larger and really balance my proportions. So not only will having a looser component in my outfit make me look more put together, but it'll also be a lot more comfortable throughout the day. And really skin tight clothes that don't even have any ruching or any give to them, they're just pretty unforgiving in general. And if you're just a normal human that gets bloated or that may have a moment of bad posture throughout the day, they can look very unflattering. So in that sense, I think those kinds of clothes can be very high maintenance and something we might want to avoid if we want low maintenance outfits to look put together. At the same time, however, I would recommend having clothes that are well tailored. I think there's a bit of a difference. Like, skin tight clothes are those that'll just stretch over your body, whereas tailored clothes are constructed to really fit your silhouette. Clothes that have sleeves that are too long or sleeves that are too short, or something that just looks too small or too big in general, will make you look less put together, even if it is a classy style. And on the flip side, even if your outfit's super basic, in the sense that you could just be wearing blue jeans or a white t-shirt, if they're very well tailored to your body and the cut really matches your silhouette, that will ultimately play a bigger role in what will make you look polished. A kind of hack to looking like you put more effort into your outfit than you actually did is choosing a standout piece and keeping everything else simple. So choose one statement item, it could be a really nice top or pair of shoes, and kind of focus the entire outfit around it. In other words, the rest of your outfit is going to look more minimal and neutral. This way your outfits are going to look really cohesive but not overdone. But in terms of day-to-day outfits, I really recommend staying away from too many patterns in your closet. If you have less patterns in general, it's going to be a lot easier to pair things if you just need to make an outfit quick and just run with it. I think a closet full of neutrals is the easiest way to always look put together because they always go with each other. But if you're someone that does love color or think they look better in color, definitely keep them in your rotation. The key is going to be keeping your closet to 1 or 2 main color palettes. This is kind of like the makeup tip that I shared earlier in the video, but you basically want to find your best colors. So if you're someone who's really warm toned, try building a closet full of browns, auburns, oranges, and yellows. And if you're really cool toned, you can focus a lot more on the cooler pastels and grays, whites, and blacks. In terms of actual clothing pieces, dresses are the biggest hack to low maintenance outfits that look really put together. I mean, it's really just one clothing piece and all you have to do is find matching shoes. Dresses tend to make you look like you put a lot more effort in it than you actually did. And for almost every occasion, aside from maybe some work occasions, a dress, depending on the style, can always work. And yeah, it just takes a lot of the deliberation or frustration out of finding a matching top and bottom. But something that also does this, and that would be an alternative to dresses, would be opting for 2-piece matching sets. Like dresses, these make it seem like you put a lot more effort into them than you actually did, and they really don't take much thought to choose and put on. My last tip is something that relates to what you put underneath your clothes. I definitely recommend no-show underwear or seamless underwear. You really don't want to have to worry about underwear lines, but if you despise smaller underwear and find it uncomfortable, I just suggest gearing your clothing pieces to being a little looser. So stay away from really tight pants like leggings that show everything that's underneath. And in general, I'd suggest having undergarments like bras that are really close to your skin tone. So yeah guys, that's all I have for you for this video. I do hope you enjoyed. I'm super happy to be back. So definitely look forward to more videos from me. I have a lot of videos planned for back to school if any of you guys are students, as well as fall fashion. I love fall fashion. I think autumn is the best season for clothing. So yeah, if you like this video, definitely consider subscribing and giving this video a like. Make sure to follow me on my Instagram and TikTok. I love to share a lot of outfit and style inspo on there. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!